Hello and welcome to the 12th episode of the Corny universe. In the last episode, we saw why humanity was so obsessed with the concept of truth. In this episode, we'll explore what the truth really is. Of course, today we will only explore a tiny part of the universal truth, so get ready, buckle your seatbelts, this one is going to blow your mind! In the very first episode, we discussed holon philosophy, or the fact that the universe structures itself with parts that come together to form a whole, which itself is but a part in a bigger whole. Atoms forming molecules, molecules forming cells, cells forming organisms like humans, and humans coming together to form a being that they are far from imagining. But there are certain structures or forms which serve as the bridge between two levels, two realms, two dimensions in your reality. For instance, the star is the bridge between the dimension of physics and chemistry. Before stars existed, there were only a handful of different atoms in the universe, such as hydrogen and lithium. The universe was just a huge cloud of hot gas. Then, when the first star was born, inside of it, all the other elements were formed. The star represents the form which allows for a harmonious interaction between atoms to form something bigger than the sum of its parts. Thanks to the star, planets can then be born. And what is a planet but a giant ball of chemistry? Thus the star is the bridge between the dimension or the world of physics and the world of chemistry. A planet is basically like an evolved star. The second bridge is the living cell, which represents the bridge between the dimension or the world of chemistry and the dimension of biology. The cell represents the form which allows for a harmonious interaction of chemistry within it. Without living cells, without biological life, the universe was just made up of chaotic chemistry with wild volcanoes, stormy oceans, or frozen and inert planets. Life represents a stabilization of the world or dimension of chemistry. Look at your planet. Did life appear when it was a big giant ball of magma and fusion? And now, what is the third bridge, my dears? Have a guess. Humans, of course. Humans are the bridge between the dimension or the world of biology and the dimension of... drum roll! Well, that dimension doesn't really have a name, so I will give it a name which is closest to what it represents. Humans are the bridge between the dimension or the world of biology and the world of ideas, concepts, and thought. Said in yet another way, humans are the bridge between the material world and the immaterial world, between the visible world and the invisible world, between the time-bound and space-bound dimension and the timeless and spaceless dimension. This may seem abstract to you, but ultimately, just look around your reality. You are living inside an idea. You are driving around in an idea. You are living your life according to various concepts, and you are constantly immersed in a world of thought. Where do ideas, concepts, and thoughts reside? In what space? In what time? Can you point to a physical place that an idea, such as democracy, actually exists? Ideas, concepts, and thoughts are beyond space and time. They exist in a dimension which is beyond this material world. And humans are the bridge between those two dimensions. The human network is what allows the world of ideas, concepts, and thoughts to take a physical or material form, to manifest physically in this reality. There are no seeds that you can plant into the ground which will grow into becoming a house or a car. But through humans, these ideas can materialize and take physical form. Now, this may be difficult for you to grasp, but think of the world of biology. The more living cells multiply and evolve on the surface of a planet, the less the planet resembles like a huge ball of chaotic and inert chemistry, and the more it looks like a living organism with forests, animals, meadows, ecosystems. The same applies to humans. The more humans exist on the planet, the less this planet is just a big ball of biological life, and the more it looks like a giant ball full of ideas which have taken a material form. And so, you can think of this universe as being structured with layers of networks which superimpose themselves over pure formless energy and shape it into certain forms. The atomic network shaping formless energy into stars, the network of molecules shaping the atomic network into planets, the network of living cells shaping planets into living ecosystems, and the network of humans superimposing ideas, concepts, and thoughts onto all of the other networks. For instance, the concept of democracy, justice, or the borders of a country do not exist without a human network to give them a form. Through the power of human collective belief and focus on certain ideas or concepts, these can transition from a spaceless and timeless dimension into the material dimension. Doesn't it ring a bell? When Neo receives a punch from Morpheus in the Matrix, wakes up from the simulation, and is bleeding, he says to Morpheus, "I thought it wasn't real." And Morpheus answers, "Your mind makes it real." The human network forms a sort of giant collective mind which makes real certain things like democracy, institutions, justice, evil, war, and all kinds of other things. In the second episode, we saw that the repeating principle in the universe was harmony. Each new structure having to find harmony in order to form a whole which is bigger than the sum of its parts. Guess what humans are meant to harmonize? Well, concepts, ideas, and thoughts. That is the new element that humans bring into this reality. Biology had already achieved harmony. Without humans, ecosystems naturally achieve balance. But in order to reach the next dimension, the next level of complexity which transcends biology, humans are necessary. Most of the problems you face on this planet are but a consequence of the lack of harmony between your ideas, concepts, and thoughts. War and peace, good and evil, capitalism and communism, freedom and slavery. Most humans have basically become pawns at the service of contradicting ideas which fight each other by using humans as physical proxies. That is why changing your belief system and finding inner peace and balance and harmony between seemingly contradicting and opposing ideas and concepts would have a much more profound effect on your outer reality than by protesting, rioting, yelling, screaming, and fighting. In the next episode, we will delve deeper into the meaning behind the succession of paradigms and belief systems that humanity has gone through. In the meantime, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and Corny will blow your mind further in the next episode. Bye.